Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, didn't have a chance to review the fight, which was, by the way, was a great fight, an unlikely, fight of the year candidate type of a fight from Erislandy Lara and Jarrett Hurd. I didn't have a chance to review that, so we're gonna get to that now. I'll give you guys my little take on that fight. First of all, like I said, great fight. I thought it was a great style matchup. You had the what I've classified and many people have classified as a very boring style from Lara, but a very effective style from Lara. The patient style from Lara, going up against a guy in Jarrett Hurd, who I've said many times, he is the most physically strong 154-pound fighter in the world. So I think that Jarrett Hurd, I thought going in that the fight had a chance to be exciting because of the fact that, Jarrett Hurd is one of those guys that has the kind of style and the size and the youth to make a guy like Lara sit there and fight for more than one round. And that's exactly what we got. And then so Jarrett Hurd was pressing Erislandy Lara. We'll start the early parts of the fight. Early on in the fight, Erislandy Lara, I thought was picking his shots really, really well. First 2, 3, 4 rounds, Hurd was, doing what he normally does. Because Jarrett Hurd's a funny fighter. He's one of them guys, like, it takes him 4 rounds to get warmed up usually. He might win a round or two in the first 4, but he's a guy that always comes on stronger in the latter parts of the fight. You see what I'm saying? So, Lara, the first 4 rounds, I thought he showed really good counter punching. He didn't like he's been known to be very boring at times. Kind of get on his back foot. Like, for example, right? If you guys go back and watch the Terrell Gaethje fight, which is Lara's last fight, he didn't have to really do much against Terrell Gaethje because he could sit there on the outside and just flick that jab out there, throw the odd combination, pot shot, and move, and he'd be safe. He could win. But he wasn't doing that in this fight. In this fight, Hurd was constantly moving forward, constantly pressing the action. And Lara, credit to him, for the majority of the fight, he stood there in the pocket with Jarrett Hurd, and he was delivering some really, really good shots. And really, really good shots. And it was a fight where I think, in a performance from Lara, because Lara has gotten a lot of stick over the years, a lot of criticism over the years for being a boring fighter. But on this night, I believe Lara produced a magical type of performance against Hurd. Even though he lost, like he produced a really good performance against Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett Hurd's a guy that has a chance. I already rate Jarrett Hurd as the number 1 154-pound fighter in the world at this moment in time. He's got 2 of the belts. He's beaten Austin Trout and Lara back to back. He's putting together a pretty nice resume. And Jermell Charles will have to come soon. That'll be another video. To beat a guy like Lara in the manner in which he did, particularly going into that 12th round where he knocked him down. I think Jarrett Hurd just showed that he's the real deal in this division. But yeah, with Lara being 34, 35 years old, to hang in the pocket with a younger, stronger, fresher fighter like a Jarrett Hurd, I think as boxing fans, we need to put a lot of respect on Lara's name. At least be fair with the guy. The guy has gotten a lot of criticism for being boring, and he produced a really, really good fight with Jarrett Hurd. And that's definitely going to be in the running for fight of the year. Mark my words. So, as for Jarrett Hurd, in the middle rounds, he really in the middle to latter parts of the fight. In the rounds to latter parts of the fight, he really began to impose that size difference on Erislandy Lara, and you slowly begin to see, like, as the rounds went on, Lara's punch output just slowly decreased, and Jarrett Hurd. One thing I liked about Jarrett Hurd that he showed. He made the adjustment. Early on in the fight, he was a lot of following Lara. Maybe it was intentional because, I've seen him. Sometimes it appears like Jarrett Hurd is doing this on purpose. Like, he'll follow you in a straight line. And he knows he's bigger than you, and he knows if he jab his way inside, he can just, do what he's got to do. But it seemed like in those first 3 or 4 rounds, I don't want to say it was intentional, but he really wasn't throwing his jab the first 3 or 4 rounds, and it wasn't like the 6th, 7th round where he began to kind of jab his way more on the inside, and then as he got closer to Lara, he cut that distance. He kept throwing those left hooks to the body. That was a focus from the middle rounds to the latter rounds, to continuously throw those left hooks to the body and systematically break Lara down to where when you got in those later rounds, when you got in the championship rounds, Lara wasn't able to move. He wasn't able to pot shot and get a show. And, Lara showed a lot of heart in this fight. He stayed in the pocket, but it was ultimately, I think, Jarrett Hurd's commitment to the body, which kind of stagnated Lara's movement. And you guys saw in the 12th round, that's the hardest round, to get a knockdown or knockout in, because, you already fought 11 rounds. You're drained of all your energy. They were in close quarters, and Jarrett Hurd just let a short left hook go, and boom, Lara fell to the canvas, and, Jarrett Hurd just edged it out. I think the judges' scorecards were like 114, 113. And it was a very close fight. A lot of people thought, I was on Twitter, I was on Facebook, I saw a lot of people saying that they thought Lara won the fight. And I think it's one of those fights that could have went either way. But honestly, for me, I think Jarrett Hurd, I didn't score it, but watching it, I think Jarrett Hurd probably won it by 2 points, 2 points. Because I just thought, like, okay, Lara had a good first 4 rounds. He maybe had a round or two here or there. But for the most part, I thought for the majority of the fight, Jarrett Hurd had just had the more consistent, or Jarrett Hurd was more in control. And it was nothing short of a fantastic win for him. So he beat the guy that a lot of people rated as the number 154-pound fighter in the world, in Lara. And now he's a unified champion. And now you got the likes of Jermell Charlo in the division. And that's the fight people are going to call for. And it probably won't be the next fight because Charlo's fighting on June 9th. But I want to see that fight. I think Jarrett Hurd Charlo is a great stylistic matchup. With the size and the come forward style, the pressure style of Jarrett Hurd, and then the kind of boxer puncher style of Jermell Charlo, who seems to be getting better on a fight-by-fight basis. And that's the important thing. He's getting better on a fight-by-fight basis, especially since he got with Derrick James. It's a good fight. It's a really, really good fight. And I think, to me, as far as I'm concerned, in that division, that's like the fight. And we'll get into that in a second, but that's just my take on the fight. Lara was really, really good early on. He was good for the whole fight, but he was really, really good early on, as was Austin Trout was against Jarrett Hurd. But then Jarrett Hurd kind of just imposed that size difference on him and imposed the youth on Lara as well. But, credit to Lara. He didn't waver. He didn't relent, and it really took a focused and concerted effort from Jarrett Hurd to even edge the decision. So, great fight, fighter candidate. Looking forward to seeing what's in store for Jarrett Hurd. I think he's a good fighter, getting better as the fights go on, as he gets deeper into his career. And overall, I like his attitude towards boxing and just how he treats people from what I've seen. And he seems like a cool guy. I've been following for like about 3 years now. So we'll see what happens with Jarrett Hurd and potential Charlo fight. That'll be the next video. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this fight between Erislandy Lara and Jarrett Hurd. Did you think Lara won? And if you did, let me know why in the comments down below, because I really like to hear from you guys. And just take the time to subscribe, do all that good stuff. And like I say in every video, my name is Brendan Taylor. And you could love me. So until next time, take care, guys.